What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Prop. This is another Tech Tip Sunday. It's been a couple of weeks. I've been on vacation. I have suffered another knee injury, shoulder injury. Yeah, it's been, I got a big bruise on my calf. That's neither here nor there. A few of you have reached out to me. Hey, Kevin, how's the truck? A few of you may not know what's going on. Last week I went to the PCA trade show and convention in New Orleans. I decided to drive out there. Going to make it a buddy's weekend. My buddy Cara Viajante, my co-host on the show, drove down to Valdosta, Georgia. I drove to Valdosta, Georgia, kind of a good meeting place for us, picked him up, and we hit the open road for New Orleans. We had a couple of stops planned. We're going to stop at some cigar lounges along the way before we made it to New Orleans last Thursday night. I'm driving down the road as I'm wont to do, and Kara's on the phone, and then all of a sudden I felt a little like a little jerk, and instantly perked up my mechanic ears, and then go to give some gas, no gas. So instantly, don't panic, start looking in the mirror, start making my way over to the side of the road, pulled over, the vehicle died. Tried to restart it, nothing. So just quick, where are we at? Do we know where we're at? Do we have the mile marker? Waited a few more minutes. Vehicle started right up. So instantly, got on my phone, and I Googled as we're driving towards the next exit, or looking for the next exit. Googled Tires Plus near me. There wasn't one. Googled Firestone Complete Auto Care near me. There was a Firestone. So luckily not too far away, and got off the exit. 2 minutes up the road, there's a Firestone. It's what I like about Firestone Complete Auto Care and Tires Plus. Anywhere in the country, like, you're gonna be near one. So pull in, I go in to the front, service manager, I can't remember his name offhand, and I'm like, hey, I'm a Tires Plus Bridgestone employee. I said, I'm having some issues. Do you have a little handheld code scanner so I can figure out what's going on? So he's like, let me go get one of the techs. So one of the techs came out with his tablet and everything else, and plugged it in, and fuel pump a driver module, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. There's no continuing this trip. I go, where's your local Chevrolet dealership? Or Chevrolet or GMC. There's a Chevy dealership up the road. Still under warranty. So got a couple minutes down the road, truck dies again. I'm like, all right, it started before. Driver pump module probably overheating, so I let it sit for a few minutes, drive it in. We can't get to it for a week and a half. So I'm like, all right. So nice as can be. Okay, where's your nearest rental car? Can they come pick us up? It's a half an hour away. So all right, so get on the no Uber, no Lyft in that area. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Defuniak, Florida. Defuniak, Florida. You know where that's at? It's at where it sounds. So I'm like, all right, we'll go online, call the cab company, and they're gonna come pick me up, take me over to the rental car place. In the meantime, there's a Pizza Hut buffet across the street. So we went and had lunch at the Pizza Hut buffet. But as we were making our way over there, the young lady calls me back. I can't get out there for at least an hour. Not a big deal. We're here, nothing we can do. So she calls me back 3 minutes later. I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm going to give you the guy a number of Pete. Pete was great. Pete calls up, hey, I'm not gonna be able to get there for 30 minutes. No big deal, it is what it is. Situation's out of my control. So we had lunch, Pete come picked us up, because I had called the corporate number for Enterprise, and yep, they got a car for you. We get there. It's now, I don't know what time it is. It's getting late in the day, maybe around 2 o'clock or so. I go in, yeah, we don't have any cars for you. And I go, yeah, but I called. And they're like, oh, you called the corporate number. They just automatically book. So I'm like, it sucks. So the nearest one is the airport, another 30 minutes away. Get on the phone with Enterprise, the corporate number, and told them what was going on. Still super nice. And they're like, we're going to figure this out. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. We're going to figure this out. I'm going to call my area manager. We're going to figure out how to get you a car today. So I appreciate it. So then the guy comes out, and it's funny, he goes, "You guys are going one way, right?" And I go, "Yeah, just one way. We're taking us all the way back to Florida." And they're like, he's like, "I got a car for you." I'm like, "I don't like the sound of that at all." So getting in the car, and he goes, "Hey, the license plate's expired. It should be okay because it's a rental car." Whatever. So get in the car, we drive out to New Orleans. We didn't make our 2 stops, but we still got to New Orleans at the almost exact same time I had planned on getting to New Orleans, just minus the 2 stops to local lounges. So it is what it is. The moral of this story is I stayed calm and I stayed polite. I kept my demeanor the whole time. You can't panic. When you start to panic, you start to become a dick. Everywhere from the dealership, I even tried to bribe them, by the way. I offered them $150 a piece for the service manager and the technician, not to get it done that day. I said, I'm going to be driving back through here on Monday. Like, if I can drop my car off here, it's going to save me a couple $100 in a rental fee. So we'll do what we can. They never still haven't even gotten a look at it yet. I don't think it's even going to be till tomorrow or Tuesday. But I stayed calm. I was polite to everyone, and everyone was uber accommodating. Everybody was polite back. Being in the industry, I've seen what happens when customers come in. I've seen it at my friend's shop. I've seen it in my shop. When you come in demanding, I'm on a road trip. I have to get on the road right now. You need to get me in. You need to figure this out. And it makes me, the fight or flight, it makes me want to be like, I don't care about your trip anymore. I don't care that your whole family's in your car anymore. And then I become reasonable at that, when that happens, and I'll be like, listen, I know what is, because this has like happened to friends of mine, kind of happened to me in the past, like many years ago. So you try and put yourself in their shoes that, they're on this trip. They're kind of scared. They don't know what's going on. You got to get them taken care of, but that's still no reason to be rude, because it doesn't make people want to go out of their way to help you. I was cool, calm, collective. I was nice, overly nice, I think, for the situation I was in. And everybody from Pete the animal, the cab, when he calls up and when he says, it's gonna be like $85 to drive you out there. I'm like, whatever, man. It is what it is. If I would have said, that is outrageous. How can you think about charging me in this situation? Like some people do. When we got to the rental car place and they said, we didn't have a car for you. And I came back out and I told Care, I go, hold on a second. They don't have a car for us. And so Care got on his phone and Pete goes, I'm not leaving you guys. I'm gonna stay right here until we figure out if you have a car or not. If I was a jerk to Pete, why would you charge me that? Pete would have gotten his car and hit the bricks and left us stranded. But just everybody. If I wasn't nice to the lady that recommended Pete, and like, no, you said you'd be here in 15 minutes. You get here now. She'd have been like, screw those people. I'm out. And everything along this whole journey. And they always say, oh, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. I could have done without this journey to a point. I have said that before, and I'm like, I met some pretty cool people along the way. Pete the animals, we call it. His name's Pete. We call him the animal because he was great at what we do. We got to meet him, and I got to know where Defuniac, Florida is, and I got to eat at a Pizza Hut buffet. It's worse than you remember, just throwing that out there. Yeah, you got to try and stay calm. If you can't stay calm, be polite. Be polite. Be apologetic. If you're going to be a jerk, say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm this way. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. But that's a big thing. You just, in a situation where your car breaks down, it's out of your control. There's nothing you can do. Getting worked up, being a jerk, being rude, doesn't help the situation. Doesn't help it at all. So hopefully you got something out of this. And if Pete the animal ever happens to see this, thank you, sir.